Update: my boyfriend won't let me end the relationship. How do I get out of this? Original post: my boyfriend James, 38 male, refuses to let me, 48 female, end the relationship. We've been together for a little over a year and living together since November. Before we moved in together, things were good. We lived in different areas, so most of our time together was over weekends. We got along well, talked often, phone and texts, did things together, met each other's families, etc. If any issues arose, we talked about them and worked it out, which is why we decided to move in together. That's when things changed. After moving in together, he started becoming more and more clingy, wanting to spend every available minute together. He started staying home a lot. I work from home. All of a sudden, we were constantly together. It started to become an issue. But when I tried to talk to him about it, it was somehow my fault he was being that way. I wasn't giving him quality time, because being in the same room with someone isn't the same as being together, just occupying the same space. So I made it a point to give him one-on-one time without distractions daily. It got worse. He started throwing tantrums. We'd get invited somewhere, and last minute he'd decide he didn't want to go, but said it was fine if I did. I wouldn't be gone 30 minutes before he'd start texting me, and he'd text nonstop the whole time. If I stopped answering, I'd get messages like, "I won't be here when you get back," or "You're not going to like what you find when you do get back." Then when I did get back, whether right away or hours later, he'd be crying, telling me how neglectful and dismissive I am of his feelings. At first I listened and apologized, tried to be more mindful, but then his insecurities started. He began questioning if there was someone else. He said it was his insecurity, nothing I was doing, but it's better to voice them and get reassurance than let them fester. That makes sense the first time, maybe even the second, not the 15th. We started arguing. When exactly do I have time for someone else? We are never apart for more than 10 minutes. It just got worse. He started arguments over nothing. Nothing would be going on. Nothing would happen. He'd just come into the room yelling. He's read my journals. He either goes through my phone or has installed spyware. He questions me about things I've written in the journal or text messages, then lies and says he read it over my shoulder. This week has been the worst yet. We were out for dinner, and he decided it was the appropriate time to discuss our relationship in a very public, intimate dinner setting. We had been having a good day. No arguing. We were enjoying each other's company, laughing, not 5 minutes before this. I was immediately uncomfortable and on guard. I don't like airing my dirty laundry, and he knows this. He insisted on talking about it right then. I said it wasn't the place or time. He didn't stop. I didn't engage. After a few minutes of this, he decided we needed to leave because my demeanor was making him look bad. Everyone could see something was wrong, and it was making him look bad. We got up and left, without eating the meal we'd already paid for. On the way home, I started to quietly cry, and he started yelling. He was driving erratically and too fast. I told him to slow down. He slammed on the brakes, from 77 miles per hour to a full stop, in the middle of the interstate. Twice. We're lucky we didn't cause an accident or hurt other people. He wouldn't let me out. This went on the entire 2-hour ride home. I ended it that night, told him it's over. I'm not doing this anymore. That car ride was the last straw. He refuses to leave, says if I want him out, I'll have to evict him. He begs. He cries. He takes my keys so I can't leave. He threatens to end himself. I don't want to go to my aunt's because she doesn't need the drama. I have no other family close. I have nowhere else to go. I can start the eviction process, but that takes a month or longer. He keeps saying he can get better, but I don't care if he can. I don't know what to do. Am I really going to have to deal with this until I can evict him? The police here won't do anything because he hasn't physically assaulted me. I tried a civil no-contact order. Judge said the same thing. I called a lawyer, same thing. Until he physically harms me, there's nothing they can do to help me. How do I handle this? Edit for clarification. I've been married once. He was abusive and was sleeping with his first wife behind my back. Once my divorce was final in 2014, he remarried his first wife. She died less than a year later under mysterious circumstances. 2 years after the divorce, he died of a massive heart attack. He had a son that I raised for years, who is 17 now. My boyfriend that time died in 2017. He fell asleep while driving home from work. Graveyard shift, crossed the center line and hit a semi head-on. The steering column was pushed into his chest, broke his ribs, and a rib punctured his heart. He was pronounced dead at the scene. He was a mile from home. The next one was in 2018. He cheated and was an alcoholic. We split up in October 2023. I met my current boyfriend in December that year. I know, not much time between the last two. Also, I'm not questioning whether I should get out of the relationship, just how to handle this until I can get him out of my house. I own my home, so there is no landlord to speak of. I've called the police, a lawyer, and my county judge. I'll say that since he hasn't physically assaulted me, there's nothing they can do to help. Now for the top advice before reading the update. Next time he threatens to hurt himself, call the cops. He's not sorry, he won't change. You're in danger and need to act like it. It's not drama, it's your safety. Talk to your aunt. Will they do anything if he just denies it? Won't it just be my word against his, in which case it's a civil matter and they won't do anything? Seems OP need to stop relationships. First abusive hubs, second nice dude, but died more or less 6 years ago if I understood it correctly. Third dude seems about a year or so after the death. Cheated on her, but she stayed with some breaks here and there, same age gap with the fourth. Fourth, this one, also seems that she didn't wait not even a year. Also is not clear, but third or fourth has a sentence? It's a post from OP from 10 months ago, and also seems there is a lost boyfriend. In 2019 went to prison for DV against OP, so perhaps between boyfriend 2 and boyfriend 3. If it's like this, she really needs to stop dating. I see your point. OP, I'm so sorry you're going through this. I've been in your shoes. Start the eviction process. Document everything. Do not engage no matter what he says. His pleas and threats of self-harm are his way of trying to manipulate you and wear you down. Keep something on yourself for protection at all times, in case he does become violent. Pepper spray works. When you're at home working, keep your door locked and your phone on ready to record if he forces his way in. I couldn't go to family and didn't have friends to turn to, so I tried to stay at hotels or Airbnb. If that is within your means, please do so. It's a lot less stressful when they aren't in the same space. Once he's out, do not have any contact for any reason. If you're worried he's seriously suicidal, ask the cops to do a welfare check. That is not your responsibility, but anyone who uses self-harm as a way to scare others is likely only doing it to play on your emotions and force you to accept their terrible behavior. Now for the update. It's been 4 months, and I thought I'd post an update. I took some of the advice and filed for eviction a week after my original post. I switched bedrooms and placed locks on my bedroom and office doors. I tried to stay calm and not engage in arguments. I did my best to keep things smooth until the eviction. He was not having it. He would go from crying to talking calmly to yelling, daily. The more I refused to engage, the more volatile he became, the more aggressive he was. If I didn't respond to him within 5 minutes, text or in person, I was ignoring him. Didn't matter if I was working, driving, doing stuff around the house, or just sitting at home. It was exhausting and I was just counting the days. Approximately 1 week before the eviction, he was sending me texts while sitting in the same room as me. I finally told him I was going to answer another message. He sent 3 more long texts. I set my phone down and got up to leave the room. He attacked me before I got to the doorway. He knocked me to the ground, slammed my head and arm against the floor, tried to force himself on me, and then head-butted me, gave me 2 black eyes. After this, he took my phone, loaded his things into the car, and left. This happened on a Friday evening. My cousin and a friend came to stay with me for the weekend. That night, my friend found a hidden camera in my fireplace. I took pictures and disconnected it. We spent the rest of the weekend looking for others. We didn't find any more, but we did find a GPS tracker on my car. We also found that my basement door that leads to outside had been tampered with. Additionally, the basement door that leads into the house has a chain lock. The bracket attached to the door frame had the screws clipped short and then pushed back into the frame so that it would appear secure. but would give with just a bit of pressure, making the chain lock useless. I documented and took pictures of everything. He continued to call and make threats all weekend. He said he went back to his hometown, but I don't think he did. I think he sat in his car watching my house all weekend. The following Monday, I filed a no-contact order through the courts. That same day, he was arrested on his way back to his hometown on unrelated charges. I was granted the no-contact order. He is still in jail. The last couple of months have been a struggle for me emotionally. I didn't realize how much of a toll all of this had taken on my mental health. I've been looking into therapy. Couldn't hurt at this point. My physical injuries have healed, no permanent damage, just swelling and bruising. That's it. I've just been working on me. He's still in jail, and I'm unsure when he'll get out. But I'll be notified when he does get released. Thank you everyone for all the advice. I really appreciate those who answered and gave support. Just want to chime in as a former law enforcement worker. You should move. See if you can talk to a victim's advocate and they can help you find resources to move. Sometimes there are victim funds that pay for moving expenses. Even if you have to move into a DV shelter, you should not be anywhere he can find you. This kind of man is fully capable of killing you. Make sure law enforcement has all the details on the assault. Your injuries, the trackers, everything. Because if someday you disappear, it will be his fault. Stay safe, keep vigilant, and I'm so sorry this man happened to you. The house I live in was my grandparents' home. My aunt, that I help take care of, lives just down the street. My son, who lives in an adult-assisted living place, is here too. I know it would be best to move, but I don't think I could sell my grandparents' home or leave my aunt and son. Though I know staying is a bad idea. Does he know where your aunt lives? If he doesn't, consider moving in with her and renting out your house. If he knows where both of you live, you are not safe being where you are. I understand sentimentality, but this is your literal life on the line. Nothing is more important than your immediate safety. A no-contact order will not stop anyone who wants to come after you. I've seen it myself. I personally had to chase off my mother-in-law, who drove across the country to come after my husband after 30 years of no contact, including a court order, and she was an old woman who couldn't physically harm him. People will stop at nothing to get what they believe they're entitled to, even if that includes your personal safety. Stay safe, love. It's easy to dismiss your fear and believe you're safe in a place you've always been safe before, but I've worked on too many homicide cases to count. Do not trust the system. Yep, a piece of paper will not stop a bullet. There are lots of stories where an abuser killed the one the restraining order was supposed to protect. Is your residence worth your life? I understand what you're saying. Really, I do. I honestly don't have the money to move. Relocating is expensive. I just don't have the disposable income to pick up and move. Last story. This might be the straw that makes me pull the plug on this whole relationship. My husband has anger issues. He goes from 0 to 100 at the smallest inconvenience. We don't get into screaming matches. He doesn't hit me, and he doesn't break things, but, for example, if he's trying to walk through a door and one of our dogs gets in the way, he will erupt with something like, "God freaking damn it. Get out of my damn way. I hate how you're always in the goddamn way." Again, he's not physically violent, so it's not like he kicks the dog, which is probably why I've been telling myself things aren't so bad. I'm not going to go into how I've tried to address it, because this is an off-my-chest post and not a relationship advice post. Suffice it to say that, while things have gotten slightly better since my attempts to bring it up, the core problem is still there and he doesn't see it as needing to be addressed. But then yesterday happened. I am writing this because yesterday, when I got our 3-year-old up and was changing her out of her nighttime pull-up, she said to me, "Mommy, are you happy?" I said, "Yes, baby, I am. Do I make you happy?" Now, I have conflicted feelings about this because I don't think anyone makes someone else happy, and no one should feel in charge of making sure someone else is happy, besides a parent to their kids. But that's different. But she's 3, so this philosophical nuance is a little above her, so I just said yes and gave her kisses. Then she said, "I don't make Daddy happy. He's mad all the time." I didn't know what to say. I fumbled around with something like, "You don't have to make anyone happy," and "Of course Daddy loves you," and "Let's go have breakfast." It's just that he insists he's not angry when his tone says otherwise. I've said to him that he seems angry to me, and if I can't tell that he's not angry when he sounds very angry, then our daughter won't be able to tell either. He shrugged me off, insisting that he's not angry, so there's no problem. And now I have proof that she sees it and that it is affecting her, and my beautiful empathic child doesn't think she makes daddy happy. This breaks my heart. I feel like I know what I have to do, but it's not going to be easy, and I hate it. My poor sweet little girl. Now for the comments. Really feel for your little one. Definitely doesn't sound like a healthy situation to be in at all. Mental abuse can leave just as many scars as physical. I think you should tell your husband what your 3-year-old said and base your decision on wanting to leave on his reaction. If he continues to brush aside the fact that even his child is noticing his anger issues and isn't upset about it, then there's no point in continuing the relationship. No child should be made to feel like a burden, or they're the specific reason why one of their parents is angry all of the time. Just to add, my father never hit us, and in fact, never really yelled at me. But he did get angry at my brother a lot, and somehow that left massive scars in my brain and caused me to always be afraid I was doing something wrong, or wasn't smart or nice or pretty enough to be worthy of love. So, get your kid out of their OP. If she already has the words for it at 3, then the damage is already there. Abuse doesn't have to be physical. You need to tell him what she said. How he reacts will tell you everything you need to know. A man who loves and cares about his family will take responsibility and commit to change. If he reacts in anger, you know that he has no interest in improving himself, and you need to start thinking about whether or not this is the kind of environment you want your daughter to grow up in. Hint, it's not. He's going to cause her irreversible trauma, but only you can decide to leave him or not. He could also react like, "Oh, I had no idea and I am going to do better," and then not do better.